After years and years of waiting, DC actually made another good movie. One to be enjoyed at all ages and to be cherished for centuries. Right? Well, the answer is a little harder to see than it sounds, so just take a step back and let me explain for a minute. Now, before this video starts, I'd like to throw out a quick spoiler warning, just making sure that you know that in this video, I'm going to be going over the story, the pros and cons of this movie, and my overall rating of it. So if you don't want anything spoiled for you, just leave right now, go watch it, and if you want to, come back. Okay. DC movies usually fall under one of two categories: Christopher Nolan movies or Zack Snyder movies. You see, for every Dark Knight Rises movie that we usually get 5 or 10 Batman v Superman movies. That might sound a little extreme, but it's the honest truth of it. In the past couple years, we've gotten Batman v Superman, Justice League, and, my opinion, that's very not with the public, but Wonder Woman. Compared to DC's counterpart, which is Marvel, the movie studio is going to have no chance if they don't put out a good movie. So is Aquaman the saving grace? I guess. Let's find out. The story for all of you people who don't know how it goes, but want to know how it goes like this. The Queen of Atlantis, Queen Atlanta, that's original. She flees from her home city of Atlantis and ends up wounded at a lighthouse. There, the man who owns the lighthouse patches up the Queen's wounds and the two fall in love. Atlanta winds up pregnant later, and the couple name the child Arthur after a hurricane they see on the TV. Around when Arthur turns 6-ish, I honestly don't remember, the people of Atlantis come back to the lighthouse to get their queen. They succeed, and later, when the people learn of Arthur, the queen is sacrificed. Arthur grows up and learns that he has powers. The butler kind of dude of the Atlantean kings teaches him how to fight and utilize his powers, so that Arthur can one day take the throne. But wait, stop. Butler guy tells Arthur the story of his mother, and he hates Atlantis. Stop again. Skip 15-ish years into the future, and the world knows Arthur is Aquaman. Aquaman lets a pirate guy die. Fuck, I don't remember his name. And then, I don't care. And then later, Aquaman is greeted by a severely hot woman named Mara. Right? Yeah. She tells him of a war that is going to start between the land and the sea. She asks him to come and be the king, and the conversation goes like this. Become king! No. Yes! No. Yes! No. Okay, fine, but what if I save your father from drowning later? Sure. This is going by slow. Let me speed it up. Aquaman goes underwater to challenge his little brother for his throne. He gets his ass kicked underwater, but Mara saves him. They go in the desert and try to find an ancient trident. They find a bottle, and then they go to Sicily, Italy. The two progressively start falling in love. Arthur solves a puzzle and then gets attacked by Black Manta, the son of the guy that Arthur let die earlier. Arthur and Mara fend off the attack and go to the scary trench where Arthur's mother died, so they can find a trident. One big escape and a shitty plot twist later, and the two go into the hidden sea to find Arthur's mother still alive. Arthur gets a trident, claps his brother in a land fight, becomes king of the sea, and then probably claps Mara, but we don't talk about that. And boom, there's a quick rundown of the story of Aquaman. Now, the movie I'd say is pretty good at balancing good and bad things on its shoulders. Here, I will talk to you about the cons of the movie first. Now, I have a list of cons that I picked up from the movie right next to me. Here they are. One con. Literally the whole Black Manta storyline. Black Manta felt like a very unneeded part of the story. I mean, honestly, I feel like this guy's only purpose in the story is to get bitch slapped by Aquaman. And then the second con I have written down is the mom plot twist. This was also very redundant to the story. I mean, I would totally love to see how Arthur would have ruled over a place that he was still not fond of because, you know, the civilians and the people killed his mother. I just feel like it's a really big setback on what the story could have been, like, overall. My last thing is that I really hated the lack of story development with Arthur's brother. It may sound petty at first, but you've got to realize that the best villains have a very big connection of the hero of the story. I see how the screenwriters try to do this with Atlanta as both of their mothers, but I just feel like something bigger could have happened here. Now, I am not a very good screenwriter, so I don't have any suggestions for this or anything, but I feel like they could have done something better. You know what I mean? Now the pros. I don't even need a list for this one because I know it right off the back of my head. Let me think for a minute. Dun dun dun. It's the music! Oh my god, the music! It's so good! The soundtrack for this movie is a bunch of perfect, great instrumentals. It's got a hard rock type parts with an electric guitar rip and other stuff. It's got soft melodies with bells and violins for emotional parts. The playlist is absolutely perfect. Another thing, it's gotta be the cinematography. Every shot in the movie feels like a fucking Leonardo da Vinci handmade it. The lighting is perfect for every shot. In the movie, there's a shot where Aquaman and Mera are going into the trench, and the camera zooms out, and you can see hundreds upon hundreds of the monsters just tailing the heroes. It fills you, the viewer, with dread, and then there's a part where the camera just moves so slowly, and it fast cuts in the movie. It just actually bamboozles you because the cuts look so good that it's unbelievable. The last pro that I have with this movie is truthfully just the overarching story and the plot of the movie. Look, the movie's not just about a man who has superpowers and becomes a king. No, you gotta look deeper than that. This whole movie is about becoming responsible and accepting things in life and looking past them. Because this is a thing we all have to do in our lives, it strikes us so well. It makes us have an emotional connection with not Aquaman, but with Arthur, because Arthur's just the normal man of the story. Aquaman is a superhero. And yes, in conclusion, I would have to say this is the saving grace for all of the DC movies for a couple of years to come. And Zack Snyder, I beg you, don't fuck this character up. This is probably one of the greatest DC movies I've ever seen. And in the end of this video, I'd also like to thank you, the viewer, for watching. Please leave a like or subscription if you'd like to see more content like this on my channel. This is my first ever upload, and I really did try to deliver on this. And other than that, thank you, people, again. This is Devin Adams, logging off.